over the embassy wall and burning a U.S. flag. Syria's government says the demonstration was organized by students and had no official backing. The extended weather forecast for the U.S. is next, and then a look at the next step in the impeachment process.
Steelers are rough. They're tough. They're physical. Tampa Bay took it to them, knocked them around. Right now, Tampa Bay may be the most physical team playing.
The Washington Redskins are in their second season. Their first season, they were 0-7. Then they had the bye week. Since then, they're 5-2, and they've won 3 in a row.
Well, the big factor there, they brought in Trent Green. And if you don't like the West Coast offense, if you're tired of 5-yard passes, you won't see that today. They throw the ball deep downfield, and Trent Green can run and get away, so he'll make the bootleg in the pocket move, trying to stay away from sapping the sacks.
All right, a problem for Tampa Bay. Their leading wide receiver and kickoff return man, Riddell Anthony, is out with a bad shoulder. That's it from here. We'll be back in a little while. Right now, let's go back to JB in the studio.
All right, Sam and Jerry, thank you very much. Now, what were you guys arguing about?
Well, first of all, Jerry's out there talking about Tampa might be the most physical defense.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, well, Howie's always said this guy is the premier defensive tackle, premier this,
so far,
premier
there's been
that.
12 of them.
So,
There's
yeah,
been 12 premier defensive tackles.
Exactly. This year, I've counted 12 premier, and, you know, yeah, hope Tampa Bay is the most physical we've seen.
Do
you have a point on this game? Do I have a point?
The question is, you said Tampa Bay would win the Super Bowl. My question is, can they even get into the playoffs?
Well, first of all, they've got to win 2 games on the road, and they're 1-5 on the road. That's it. That's up there already. Second point is they're playing 2 teams on the road. Can they win? Well, they've had 10 sacks in the last 2 games. Trent Dilfer's thrown 13 touchdown passes, and these 2 teams are playing in the last 2 games. Do not give them multiple shift fronts, which this team, Tampa Bay, can control their running game. They run well when they know who they're blocking. The only problem is you start shifting on them, you confuse them, then they need confusion, then you need Trent Dilfer to throw the football, and I think they can do that. Tampa Bay needs help. They got to win 2. Arizona has to lose 1.
Well, Trent Green has played outstanding for the Washington Redskins, albeit during this stretch run. They have not played anyone of any substance. Tampa Bay is the best team they would have played. Trent Green has played well. That means he will be Terry's new flavor of the month quarterback. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He's the new guy.
Confusion say, this is an important game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but more important for Norv Turner and the Washington Redskins. Norv is out there trying to fight to save his job, and they have to play well the last couple of weeks. They have been playing super football lately, though.
It's Confucius say.
Oh, write that down for me.
You know what? I got a degree. You went to Florida.
The glasses. It's the glasses, I think. It's in the corner.
Tampa Bay's Trent Dilfer tells us what else is on tap for today's show.
Today on the one and only Fox NFL Special.
Terry goes to Tampa to talk with the Bucs. Just 3 weeks ago, Buccaneer backers were jumping ship. But now, 3 straight wins have the Pirates in position to raid the playoffs. And it's been a frustrating year for the Redskins, but Darryl Green always shows his true sportsmanship. And on the field, the classy Green is still ahead of the class. JB chats with DG about a career that spells C-A-N-T-O-N. It's all coming up, coming at you on this special Saturday edition of the NFL on.
As we welcome you back to this Fox NFL Special. You know, the Bucs season is indeed a tale of 2 teams. At home, they're a solid 6-2, but on the road, it's a different story. They're only 1-5. And after starting the season 4-7, the Bucs have now won 3 in a row and back in the wild card race. Terry, this is a team that you picked for the Super Bowl. It's been a roller coaster season for them.
Let me elucidate here.
Please do that.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to elucidate.
Ooh.
Tampa Bay was a team I picked based off of how teams build to win championships. You do it, you slowly put together the pieces, you get to the playoffs, you win that first game. Tampa Bay did it. Now, all of a sudden, I am having a fit.
He's elucidating.
I'm having a fit understanding what has happened to my team that I picked to win the Super Bowl. So I, unlike these guys, got on a plane, flew across the country, and sat down to get some answers.
You play.
I can't help it if I don't feel so good.
I came into the season out of shape.
Early in the season, we took turns, really self-destructing. We've done a lot of good, a lot of bad.
We forgot how hard it is to win games in the National Football League.
I can't help it if I don't feel so good.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm never gonna make it home again.
6
games on the road this year, 134 yards total rushing for you. And then, of course, the 8 games at home, 563 yards. What's the difference?
I really don't know. It's hard to pinpoint it because it's frustrating. I mean, we think about it all the time, and it's like, oh, we got to go on the road again.
I felt our team was built to go on the road. Good running attack, good solid defense, the things you need to play on the road. This year, we just didn't get the job done.
Maybe it's a focus thing. Maybe it's because we're so young. I don't know why. We've done a lot of negative things to ourselves and mistakes that we drop balls, we fumble balls.
You've fumbled balls.
Oh, I fumble balls. I have 5.
You don't fumble.
I mean,
You're fumbling balls.
It's killing me.
Talking about, baby. We're at next level. We've seen all they got.
We haven't came out, stepped on people's neck when we had them underneath the knife. And that's the thing that we have to do is get back that killer instinct that we had a year ago to where if we got up on a ball club, the game was pretty much over.
All these physical changes, I grew a goatee because you say to yourself, if I change my looks, then inwardly I look at myself as a different person. Is that some of this?
I think you're a little bit on. I think the hair's the least of it. That's kind of nature taking over there.
Take your hat off. Let me just see. Let me see your hair.
Are the cameras still rolling?
No, cameras are off. Cameras are off. Let me just come on.
No, I'm not taking my hat off.
Let me just see.
Until that red light goes off, I'm not taking it.
That red light means it's off. Stop sign, red light. I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm mad at you now.
Because you know what, I'm mad at myself.
I always had confidence in this team, and I felt we'd get it going. And as I say, hopefully it's not too late.
It's a fun team. They're fun to watch. Pewter Power might be back. Warren Sapp admit he was not in shape earlier. He refocused. You just hope it's not too late. And JB, they have to win 2 and then get some help, hoping Arizona loses 1.
All right, TB, we've got a lot more coming in today's program, including some final thoughts. And, hey, Warren Sapp, his thoughts on today's game are elucidated. Can you believe that? Warren Sapp, man who's definitely going to try to make his presence felt today for the Tampa Bay Bucs against the Redskins. Back with more on this special after this.
By Victor Green. Take another look after this, folks.
The United States, along with his wife Hillary Rodham Clinton, have now left the Oval Office to exit onto the South Lawn. They are joined by his Chief of Staff, John Podesta, the Democratic House Minority Leader, Dick Gephardt, the Vice President, Al Gore. Apparently, they've just re-entered the White House there to wait for some 101 members of the Democratic congressional delegation who are going to join the president on the South Lawn to hear his remarks, presumably about the impeachment vote that occurred in the House of Representatives today. Just to bring you up to date, 2 articles of impeachment were passed in the House earlier today, only the second time in American history that a president has been impeached. Now, this is the scene outside, right there, outside the Oval Office. Congressional Democrats, as I said, some 101 have come over from the House where that historic vote took place to join the president in a display of unity on the South Lawn when he makes his remarks. We anticipate his Chief of Staff, John Podesta, then Minority Leader Dick Gephardt, and the Vice President, Al Gore, will all speak prior to the president taking the podium to make remarks about the impeachment vote. This is a relatively calm scene compared to the House this morning. It was the site of several very dramatic moments during the impeachment vote. Representative Speaker-elect Bob Livingston, whose reported extramarital affairs were raising some questions on his leadership role, chose not only to withdraw from the election for Speaker, but to resign his seat in the House within the next 6 months. Additionally, Democratic House members attempted to get a vote on a motion to censure rather than impeach the president. When that motion failed, they staged a symbolic walkout. They left the House floor to make their objections known to waiting reporters outside the Capitol. They returned, of course, to cast their votes on all 4 of the articles of impeachment. 2 of those articles passed, 2 of those articles failed. Now, reportedly, the president was meeting with his spiritual advisor, Reverend Tony Campolo, during the historic vote. Reports were that he was not watching the vote, but engaging in this scheduled meeting. And following the vote, the president met with his advisors, John Podesta and Doug Sesnick. Now, there were plans made at that time to meet with the leadership of the Democratic delegation following the vote, but so many of the Democratic congressmen and women said they wanted to participate that the scene you now see before you was discussed. And after the articles of impeachment were delivered constitutionally to the Senate, these members of the Democratic congressional delegation, you see Martin Frost of Texas, you see, of course, all of those individuals that we have been watching during the course of the judiciary hearings and finally the debate over the last 2 days in the House of Representatives itself. There's John Conyers. All of these individuals becoming much more familiar to the people of this country as we have heard the ringing debates going on for some time in the House Judiciary Committee itself, and of course the last day and a half in the House of Representatives. You see, of course, the door there where the President of the United States, accompanied by his wife, his Chief of Staff, the House Minority Leader, and the Vice President, were all waiting for these Democratic delegation to assemble there on the South Lawn. You know, interestingly, he will be preceded in his remarks by 3 individuals, as I said, John Podesta, Dick Gephardt, and Al Gore. You know, obviously an historic moment. Only the second president of the United States, Andrew Johnson, in 1868, being the first to actually be impeached in the House of Representatives. It's quite extraordinary. There's some reports the president has already begun talking with members of the Senate. There was some discussion about a letter of support by Democratic senators for the President of the United States, that he would not, in fact, be convicted in the Senate. But many Democrats remember the ringing words of Senator Robert Byrd several months ago when he said, "Mr. President, do not tamper with this jury," referring, of course, to the senators of the United States who will sit essentially as a jury presided over by the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Rehnquist. And when there were concerns about the president approaching these senators, it became much quieter, certainly not to take place in the form of a letter that certainly could be criticized by others. The Constitution requires the Senate to actually begin a trial at 1 p.m. on the day after the articles of impeachment are delivered to the Senate, but obviously that trial is not going to take place beginning tomorrow. It is anticipated it will begin sometime in early January. The Majority Leader, Trent Lott, has stated publicly that there will be no deal in the Senate. And of course, there's been much speculation over the last several months, if this vote made its way through the House of Representatives, that a deal would be at hand in the Senate. The president would never be convicted. Some sort of censure agreement could be reached in what they call the adjudicating body, and that is the Senate. You know, there have been many analogies between the House of Representatives and the Senate, that in fact the House is the accusatory body similar to a grand jury. That's what these articles of impeachment have been compared to, as an indictment coming out of the grand jury. The Senate itself is the adjudicating body, or the judges. The president apparently is at the door. You see him now. President William Jefferson Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Behind them, the Vice President of the United States, again to be accompanied by several other individuals. You saw just a moment ago Joe Lockhart, the president's spokesman, step out of the camera shot. Joe Lockhart did appear today. You see behind him there Democratic House Minority Leader Dick Gephardt. Here we go. The President of the United States, on his arm, the First Lady. Behind them, the Vice President, House Minority Leader Dick Gephardt, Chief of Staff John Podesta. Leaving the Oval Office area of the White House, entering the South Lawn, course, greeted with clapping by some 101 members of the Democratic congressional delegation that have gathered there in support of their president following the historic events in the House of Representatives today. And that was the passage of 2 articles of impeachment against this president, one for perjury occurring in the grand jury and one for obstruction of justice. Here is John Podesta, the Chief of Staff.
On behalf of the President and the First Lady, the Vice President, Mrs. Gore, the White House, and the entire administration, I want to thank the members who came here today and all of the members who stood with you on the floor of the House over the past several days. Thank you for standing up for what you believe in. Thank you for standing up for fairness. Thank you for standing up for the American people. Thank you for standing up for the Constitution. And thank you for doing so with dignity and determination, passion and patriotism. I would like to introduce a man who has done so much for our country, a great leader, a great friend of the American people, Congressman Dick Gebhardt.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, First Lady Hillary Clinton. We've just witnessed a partisan vote that was a disgrace to our country and our Constitution. Chairman Henry Hyde once called impeachment the ultimate weapon and said that for it to succeed, ultimately it has to be bipartisan. The fact that a vote as important as this occurred in such a partisan way violated the spirit of our democracy. We must turn away now from the politics of personal destruction and return to a politics of values. The American people deserve better than what they've received over these long 5 months. They want their Congress to bring this issue to a speedy compromise, closure. And they want their president, twice elected to his office, to continue his work fighting for their priorities. The Democratic caucus in the House will continue to stand alongside our president, and we will work to enact the agenda that we were sent here to pass. We look forward to supporting his agenda in the upcoming session of Congress. The president has demonstrated his effectiveness as a national and world leader in the face of intense and unprecedented negative attacks by his opponents. I'm confident that he will continue to do so for the rest of his elected term of office. Despite the worst efforts of the Republican leadership in the House, the Constitution will bear up under the strain, and our nation will survive. The constitutional process about to play out in the United States Senate will hopefully, finally, be fair and allow us to put an end to this sad chapter of our history. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to present our great Vice President of these United States, Al Gore.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader. To you and to David Bonnier and to the entire Democratic caucus leadership, thank you for what you have done for our country. I would also like to single out for special thanks and praise Congressman John Conyers and all of the members of the Judiciary Committee who are present here today. And to you, Dick Gebhardt, I would like to repeat a judgment that I made to the smaller group earlier, you and I came here on the same day 22 years ago. And in all that time, I don't believe I have heard a finer speech on the floor of the House of Representatives than the one that you delivered this morning. But in all that time, I do believe this is the saddest day I have seen in our nation's capital. Because today's vote in the House of Representatives disregarded the plain wishes and goodwill of the American people and the plain meaning of our Constitution. Let me say simply, the President has acknowledged that what he did was wrong, but we must all acknowledge that invoking the solemn power of impeachment in the cause of partisan politics is wrong. Wrong for our Constitution, wrong for the United States of America. Republican leaders would not even allow the members of the House of Representatives to cast the vote they wanted to. They were not allowed to vote their conscience. What happened as a result does a great disservice to a man I believe will be regarded in the history books as one of our greatest presidents. There is no doubt in my mind that the verdict of history will undo the unworthy judgment rendered a short while ago in the United States Capitol. But we do not have to wait for history. Instead, let us live up to the ideals of this season. Let us reach out to one another and reach out for what is best in ourselves, our history, and our country. Let us heal this land, not tear it apart. Let us move forward, not toward bitter and angry division. Our founders anticipated that there might be a day like this one, when excessive partisanship unlocked a form of vitriol and vehemence that hurts our nation. We all know that a process that wounds good people in both parties does no service to this country. What America needs is not resignations, but the renewal of civility, respect for one another, decency toward each other, and the certain belief that together we can serve this land and make a better life for all of our people. That is what President Clinton has done. That is what he is doing, and that is what he will continue to do for the next 2 years. I feel extremely privileged to have been able to serve with him as his partner for the past 6 years, and I look forward to serving with him for the next 2 years. I have seen him close at hand, day after day, making the most important decisions about peace, prosperity, and our future, and making them always by asking what is right for the American people, what is right for all of the American people. I know him. I know his wonderful First Lady. I know his heart and his will, and I have seen his work. 6 years ago, he was left with the highest budget deficit in history, and he ended it. 6 years ago, he was handed a failing economy. Today, because of his leadership, we are on the verge of the longest period of peacetime prosperity in all of American history. And I know nothing will stop him from doing the job that the American people sent him here to do. I say to you today, President William Jefferson Clinton will continue and will complete his mission on behalf of the American people. I'm proud to present to you my friend, America's great president, Bill Clinton.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon. Let me begin by expressing my profound and heartfelt thanks to Congressman Gebhardt and the leadership and all the members of the Democratic Caucus for what they did today. I thank the few brave Republicans who withstood enormous pressure to stand with them for the plain meaning of the Constitution and for the proposition that we need to pull together to move beyond partisanship, to get on with the business of our country. I thank the millions upon millions of American citizens who have expressed their support and their friendship to Hillary, to me, to our family, and to our administration during these last several weeks. The words of the members here with me and others who were a part of their endeavor in defense of our Constitution were powerful and moving, and I will never forget them. The question is, what are we going to do now? I have accepted responsibility for what I did wrong in my personal life, and I have invited members of Congress to work with us to find a reasonable, bipartisan, and proportionate response. That approach was rejected today by Republicans in the House, but I hope it will be embraced by the Senate. I hope there will be a constitutional and fair means of resolving this matter in a prompt manner. Meanwhile, I will continue to do the work of the American people. We still, after all, have to save Social Security and Medicare for the 21st century. We have to give all our children world-class schools. We have to pass a patient's Bill of Rights. We have to make sure the economic turbulence around the world does not curb our economic opportunity here at home. We have to keep America the world's strongest force for peace and freedom. In short, we have a lot to do before we enter the 21st century. And we still have to keep working to build that elusive one America I have talked so much about. For 6 years now, I have done everything I could to bring our country together across the lines that divide us, including bringing Washington together across party lines. Out in the country, people are pulling together. But just as America is coming together, it must look, from the country's point of view, like Washington is coming apart. I want to echo something Mr. Gebhardt said. It is something I have felt strongly all my life. We must stop the politics of personal destruction. We must get rid of the poisonous venom of excessive partisanship, obsessive animosity, and uncontrolled anger. That is not what America deserves. That is not what America is about. And we are doing well now. We are a good and decent country. But we have significant challenges we have to face. In order to do it right, we have to have some atmosphere of decency and civility, some presumption of good faith, some sense of proportionality and balance in bringing judgment against those who are in different parties. We have important work to do. We need a constructive debate that has all the different voices in this country heard in the halls of Congress. I want the American people to know today that I am still committed to working with people of good faith and goodwill of both parties to do what's best for our country, to bring our nation together, to lift our people up, to move us all forward together. It's what I've tried to do for 6 years. It's what I intend to do for 2 more until the last hour of the last day of my term. So, with profound gratitude for the defense of the Constitution and the best in America that was raised today by the members here and those who joined them, I ask the American people to move with me to go on from here, to rise above the rancor, to overcome the pain and division, to be a repairer of the breach, all of us, to make this country as one America what it can and must be for our children in the new century about to dawn. Thank you very much.
We've been listening to President Clinton speak there on the South Lawn. He gave his thanks to those who supported him throughout this process. He also reiterated what we've heard before. I've accepted responsibility for what I have done, but called out primarily to the Senate, hoping there is a constitutional and fair means of resolving this promptly in the Senate. Once again, the President of the United States has been impeached in the House, and a trial on the 2 charges will begin in the Senate in early January. I'm Catherine Cryer in New York. Back to you, JB.
All right, Catherine, thank you very much. And, of course, in that Senate trial, it will be overseen by Chief Justice William Rehnquist, of course, the Chief of the Supreme Court. All right, let's talk a little football right now. In that Tampa Bay Washington Redskins game, the Buccaneers, for only the 2nd time in 27 games, opening drive, have scored on a touchdown, 11 plays, 65 yards. That one from Dilfer to Moore, and the Bucs hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive right now. On top of the Redskins, 7-0 that in the first quarter. When we come back, we'll get you out to that game as we join the announcers for that contest, Sam Rosen and Jerry Glanville. Terry, Howie, Chris, and myself, we'll see you back at halftime.
Welcome to Raljohn, Maryland. This is Brian Mitchell returning a punt of Tommy Barnhart at the 40 and across the 40 to the 38-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brian Mitchell, who's closing in on 15,000 career combination yards. That's kick returns, punt returns, receiving and running. Sam Rosen along with Jerry Glanville here at Jack Kent Cooke Stadium as we bring you this NFL on Fox special. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers took the opening kickoff and marched 65 yards in 11 plays for a touchdown, with Trent Dilfer hitting the tight end Dave Moore 8 yards for a touchdown. That is Bryce Hunter, wide receiver, who is being helped to the sideline.
And doesn't look good. Look at his right knee, Sam. I hate to see that. We'll hope he'll be okay. He played some last week. Did a good job for him a week ago.
The Bucs are already without one wide receiver. Their top receiver, Riddell Anthony, who's out with an injured shoulder, could not go today. He was injured last week in the 4th quarter of the game against Pittsburgh.
And I think they'll miss him not only as a wide receiver, I think they'll miss him as a return man, talking about Riddell Anthony. And Sam, he's the guy that scores when you get in the red zone. They're going to miss him today.
Trent Green leads his team to the line. Skip Hicks, number 20, carrying. There's a hole there for him, and Hicks with good speed is out of bounds across the 25-yard line. A first down. Skip Hicks is taken over as the starting running back with Terry Allen out with a sprained ankle.
And, you know, he's not worn out like a rookie because he was inactive for the first 3 games, didn't even get to suit up. But you call it, he's a rookie from UCLA. I always wonder, a guy that played high school football in Texas goes to California to play. Woo, that's unusual.
How'd that happen?
How can you get away from Texas and Texas A&M and all those good schools in Texas?
He's got good speed, and he goes at 2:30. First down for the Redskins at the Bucs' 24-yard line. Redskins' second possession. They were 3 and out on the first one. Green being pressured and throws it away in the direction of Stephen Davis, the fullback. Good pressure from Jeff Gooch, the linebacker, number 50.
Well, Gooch has good pressure coming on Trent Green. This is not called grounding. He did not leave that area, which you would be if you do it downfield, but he throws it near an eligible receiver. Watch him throw it on the ground right there to Stephen Davis. The fact that Stephen Davis was standing there, he flipped it by his feet. Legal play, Sam.
Trent Green has been playing well, and he will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season.
That gives the Redskins a tough thing. Do you sign him? Do you give him more money? Who are you going to get in the draft? Tough decisions for the Redskins on Trent Green.
Skip Hicks tried the middle on the Bucs defense. Got a couple of yards on the play. Reagan Upshaw, the first man to cut him. Reagan Upshaw, outstanding defensive end, his 3rd year out of California.
Guy with all kinds of athletic ability. In fact, you know, Warren Sapp told us this guy doesn't even know how much ability he has. First-round pick, and getting better all the time, getting more aware of what's going on around him. Warren Sapp told us he sees too much now. He sees fakes. He sees reverses. Warren Sapp said, well, we got to tell Reagan Upsaw, just see a little bit when you start off.
Oh, confusion for the Redskins on 3rd down. A timeout called by Washington. We'll step out for a moment. It's been quite a news day at the nation's capital and here outside of Washington, D.C. Very important game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, vital to their playoff hopes.
Did you see that Christmas tree in front of the White House?
Yes.
It was leaning a little bit to the left. I think that just about wraps up today.
3 wide receivers in. The tight end is in the slot. Green. Flags go down. Throwing and completing to Chris Thomas at the 11-yard line.
Well, the fun of watching the Redskins, you don't have to watch all these 3- and 4-yard passes, Sam. They have the courage to throw the ball down the field. I get tired of watching the West Coast long handoff. They're throwing it downfield.
Well, you know, whatever works. Tom White, the referee.
Offsides. Number 94, defense. Penalty is declined. That's a first down.
That's Steve White, defensive end, who had a strong game last week with 2 sacks.
He's at the top. He's splitting time with Tyoka Jackson. They're both trying to replace one real good player, Chidi Ahanatu, who is out for the season. And I tell you, they missed Chidi.
And they whistle it down before the play gets going. Norv Turner, whose team has turned things around in the second half. They are 5-2. After starting the season at 0-7.
Well, you know, both him and you got to look at the quarterback, Trent Green. Did you notice at practice this week, they both got a little swagger back in their walk. They both feel a little bit better about themselves.
Prior to the snap, number 74, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Brad Badger, the man called for the false start.
You know why? Who's he got to block, Stan?
Warren Sapp.
Wow, I'd be jumping myself if I had to block Warren Sapp. Let's see if we can catch him moving. Yeah, there he is right there. He's saying, what, me?
Well, the Redskins have had to reconstruct and reconfigure their line. Trey Johnson, their best lineman, is out with an injury. So Joe Patton has moved over to left tackle. Badger, who was playing left tackle, has moved over to left guard. Rod Milstead has stepped in as the right guard. Let's see, Tom White's got some further announcement for us.
Tom's talking to everybody, and the crowd here is booing. Might as well bring back replay. If the conference is going to be 4 minutes, we can look at some replay videos.
Further discussion here.
Now, this guy looks like he's got a better plan. Now, the guy in the white hat's in charge of everybody in the black, but he's doing all the talking.
All right, so let's hear it.
Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 50 seconds, please.
All right, they've got to take some time off the clock.
Thank you.
He's got nice, polite manners. Please, thank you.
10 years in the league. There we go. Word from the Tampa Bay sideline is Bryce Hunter, the wide receiver, went off with a sprained right knee. It's 1st and 15. Redskins can get a first down without scoring. The touchdown blitz is on. Green tosses it up. It's incomplete. It would have been intercepted by Donnie Abraham, but Charles Mincy, his teammate, ran in front of him, and it dropped incomplete.
Wow, you talk about bad luck. You're called it. You see too much. It's going to be intercepted. Watch Abraham. 21's Abraham. He says, oh, I got this one. I'm going to pick this off. And I'll be darned that free safety, Charles Mincy, runs right in there. That's when you say, get out of my way. Quit interfering with what I'm doing here.
Well, Mincy owes Abraham one.
Well, when they see the replay, when they're sitting in the team meeting on Monday, somebody's going to be hollered at.
2nd and 15, and the whistle stops play. Again.
They have a clock problem. Maybe the clock's not working.
Turner trying to figure out what's going on. Norv's in his 5th year, and certainly his job status is up in the air.
But one thing about him, every time I watch one of his games, they have a plan offensively. I like what they do on offense. They know how to set a plan, Sam. They know how to attack people. I like that about him.
He's always been a great offensive guy.
Clock to 3 minutes, 34 seconds, please.
All right.
Here's what we're going to do. If he stops it again, I'm going down there with my wristwatch. I got a brand new Seiko. Cost me 46 bucks. I can keep time with. Look at this thing. How you like it?
It works.
I can take my watch down there. They can use mine. Come on, guys.
Your watch even glows in the dark.
Well, my wife told me I was glowing in the dark the other night. I had too many Diet Cokes.
End around. Double reverse. Leslie Shepard picks up the block inside the 10. Touchdown. How do you like that razzle-dazzle?
Wow, and I saw some blocking coming around there. And I'm sorry to say this because I'm a Charles Mincy fan. I think they didn't fight hard enough to get off the blocks. Wait till you see some of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got to rear up on your hind legs and kick like a wild horse if they're pushing you all the way down the field. Watch how long these blocks stay on. And there's the quarterback. Trent got one. There's the one I saw right there. Oh, my gosh. That was Rod Milstead just knocking Charles Mincy for 5-6 yards.
Leslie Shepard's 8th touchdown, his first rushing touchdown, carried Blanchard with the extra point, and the Washington Redskins. After a good punt return by Brian Mitchell gave him great field position, march it in with a little double reverse. Best of the holidays to all of you.
We wanted to show you this higher shot of this double reverse so you can have the fun of the play. There's a handoff, another handoff, and here they come. And watch the blocking downfield. Touchdown. Fun to watch. And that's Norv Turner, just what we're talking about. He always, Sam, has a good offensive plan.
Right. Brett Conway was picked up about a month ago to just kick off. We have two-place kickers. Conway kicking it off. Jacquez Green comes up to get it at the 12. Green trying to get outside. He's got great speed. And he's tripped up, actually hit his own man, then gets up, tries to run, and Matt Stevens takes him down up the 35-yard line. We're all even at 7. The Redskins playing for pride and playing to be spoilers. If the Bucs win, Arizona would be eliminated. If they were to lose tomorrow, the New York Giants would be eliminated from the playoffs. Arizona's 7-7. The Giants are 6-8. That's Patrick Heath in motion. 2 tight ends in. The play fake by Dilfer. Plenty of time to go deep over the middle. Incomplete. Threw it too high. Intended for Bert Emanuel. Now, if the Bucs lose, that means the people in Dallas will be cheering because they'll be clinching a playoff spot. The Green Bay Packers cheer because they clinch a spot. And then the Arizona Cardinals could clinch a spot with a win and a Giants loss or a tie.
Wow. That's a lot, isn't it?
A lot going on.
All those things. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you're rooting for the Redskins, and that doesn't happen very often.
That's right.
You can't find Cowboy fans that want the Redskins to have success on anything.
2nd and 10. It's Warwick Dunn. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive charge by the Redskins. Bernard Lang and Mark Boutte were there. Derek Smith, the linebacker.
I like Derek Smith. All Derek Smith does is play hard every single play. He's number 50, and he's right in there behind Mark Boutte. Look at Mark Boutte. Oh, nice job. While he's fighting off all the blockers, Derek Smith sort of slivered on in there and corralled him.
Here's 3rd and 10 for the Bucs. He took the opening kickoff, marked 65 yards for touchdown. Safety blitz coming, gets rid of it, completes to Bert Emanuel, but it's way short of a first down. Dilfer with a quick release, but it was short to Bert Emanuel.
Well, he had to throw the quick release because the blitzer was free, and you throw the slant, the blitz is going to come off this side, and now Trent sees the blitzer. There he is, so he throws it underneath him, a little old sidearm. That was Stanley Richard blitzing, and the passing catch isn't long enough to get a first down.
Most of the day today, you'll see, wherever you see Bert Emanuel, you'll see Darrell Green. That's his man. Tommy Barnhart with his 2nd punt of the game. Ryan Mitchell is deep for Washington. Kick toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot the ball. They line it up. Up at the 28-yard line. Tommy Barnhart didn't like it. Show, and that features Howie's Tough Guys tomorrow. Noon Eastern.
You talk about how he's tough, guys. I had a coach against him, Sam. If he was still playing, he'd be at the top of the list, and there goes
Skip Hicks on the move. Still going into Bucs territory and knocked out of bounds. Mincy and Lynch finally took him out. Great run for Skip Hicks.
And it was funny, Terry Allen, before anybody knew who Skip Hicks was, says, Coach, this guy is special. He's got good speed, and he can break outside. And he said he's now learning how to run in the National Football League as compared to running in college. Good player.
28-yard run that ties his season long. Skip Hicks looks like he has a good chance to be the feature back of the future for the Redskins. Green with a pump fake. Hit as he throws, but completes to Stephen No. Alexander had a chance, but he dropped it. Mincy with the hit on Stephen Alexander. The rookie out of Oklahoma has really come on at 7 catches last week.
Well, the first pump, as you were saying, they're trying to get the safety to come off of Stephen Alexander. He's going to fake that way and then throw it this way. Watch it. Eyes all the way to the right. There's the pump. Now he looks back. Oh, good job, though, that time by Charles Mincy. He was right there and got his left hand right on the football.
2 tight ends in for the Redskins. Ball at the Tampa Bay 44. Skip Hicks. It's a couple on the play. Derek Brooks, who will play in the Pro Bowl, will start in the Pro Bowl for the 2nd consecutive year, made the tackle.
Well, here's Brad Badger. He's going to pull. Follow me. Going to do a little pull, come up through there. Nice reading, really, by a young back, Skip Hicks. He wasn't in too big a hurry, trying to wait for that trapping guard to give him a little daylight. He saw a little and took off.
3 wide receivers in for Washington, with Brian Mitchell, the lone setback, and an excellent receiver himself.
Blitz, blitz, blitz.
Here they come. Lynch knocks the ball out of the hands of Green. Who's got it? Tampa Bay recovers. John Lynch forces the fumble on the safety blitz, and the Bucs have recovered.
And Trent Green told us in the meeting, Sam, I have to find Lynch before the ball snap. Yeah, there he is, there he is. Here he's coming on a loop. He's untouched by human hands, and he not only sacks him, he takes his right hand and punches that ball out. What a play by John Lynch.
The last 3 weeks, with the Bucs having won 3 in a row, they've gotten back to the way they played last year, forcing turnovers.
And what does Lynch have? He has facial hair. They're undefeated. Anytime Lynch has facial hair, I'd never let him shave. Would you, Sam?
7-0.
Wow. I'd say to his wife, I know you don't like this, but every Wednesday is going to be his last day shaving.
Credited with a sack on Trent Green is John Lynch. The fumble recovery made by Steve White. And the Bucs with a big chance here at the Redskins 43. Alstott pulls his way through. Alstott carries tacklers to the 16-yard line. Great run from Mike Alstott. 27-yard pickup.
Well, they had 2 tight ends in there, and a guy named Patrick Cape, who we've watched. Here he is. He's going to have to do what they call wham, a down lineman, a big man. There he comes, and boom, he hits the big man, Dan Wilkinson, and there it is, that tight end that hurt Pittsburgh Steelers last week is now hurting the Washington Redskins, Patrick Cape from the University of Alabama.
We've come to the end of the first quarter. The Bucs scored first. The Redskins tied it. The Bucs are threatening. Our Fox football special continues in a moment.
Also watch the All-Pro center, Mayberry. You wonder why a back gets to run through, untouched by human hands. Nice job by the tight end. That's the backup tight end, Hape. Good block by All-Pro Tony Mayberry.
Alstott goes to the middle, gets about a yard on the play as we open the second quarter. Glad you're with us for this Fox NFL special. Sam Rosen along with Jerry Glanville here in Raljohn, Maryland, where 2 teams with 3-game winning streaks are going at it. Washington Redskins 5-2 in the second half of their season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to make the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. It's happened only once before. There's the guy you're talking about, Patrick Hape.
Yeah, and the general manager told me they had to tell him in practice, this is our team. Don't hit us so hard in practice. Only hit the enemy on Sunday that hard.
Second-year man out of Alabama. Dilfer, nobody open. Being chased. And the big guys on the defensive line take him down at about the 12-yard line. Mark Couttet, number 93, leading the way.
And that's Trent Dilfer's new philosophy, which he started over a month ago. When things break down, he said, I'm going to let my athletic ability take over. I'm just going to take off and run and try to make a play, quit staying with the play that broke down. And I think that's why they won 3 in a row, Sam.
I think you're right. Dilfer rushed the ball twice for 14 yards. 3 wide receivers in for Tampa Bay. Lone setback is Warwick Dunn. Dilfer feels pressure, going for the first down marker. Patton takes him down at the 5-yard line. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. There's a flag down on the play, and we'll check that out.
Well,
Good run by Trent.
Oh, and then Kip Pete, and you said that too, Sam, when we were talking before this game ever started. Trent Dilfer is sometimes criticized, but you cannot criticize how much he will compete, and he loves to play this game.
There's a holding call against the Redskins. The penalty will probably be declined.
Holding. Number 26. Defense. That will penalty be enforced at the end of the run. First and goal.
Enforced at the end of the run.
Okay. So add to the run. It's first and goal inside the 3-yard line.
And they call that on Chris Dishman. Right in here. Oh, they're being awful. That was close, too. That's a close one on each team.
Jacquez Green in motion. The play fake. Dilfer looking. Throws it away. He was pressured on the play. Dan Wilkinson got in there on him.
I don't like that play. If you've got a physical, tough team, and that's all we talk about with Tampa Bay, with their offensive line, their blocking backs, and you've got first and, what is it, Sam, 4?
No, about 3.
About 3?
2.5.
Well, you've got to go ahead and pound a little bit. Go see if you can open it up here and scatter them. I do not like to throw the ball on first down there because you're telling your team we may not be as tough as the Redskins. And I don't think that's the message you want to send.
Bucks have dropped off in touchdown production in the red zone. On second and goal, Warwick Dunn. Try to bounce off one man. Redskins do an excellent job.
But what's happening is you can't run the football down in here close with a split end, Sam. You can't account for a free run. There's no tight end here, so there's going to be a guy, let's call a Skinner, which will skin off of the tackles of rear end. Watch the Skinner come. Here comes the Skinner's number 50 on touch. If you're going to run down there, you got to have a tight end on each side. Derek Smith, easy play because they did not have a tight end down. A bad formation to try to run down here.
There's third and goal from the 2 with 2 tight ends in the lineup. Carl Williams goes in motion. The lone setback is Mike Allstott. Dilfer being rushed. Throws incomplete. He had Carl Williams open. He just missed it. Good pressure again from the front line of the Washington Redskins, and Dan Wilkinson provided it.
Well, I got to give all credit to Tony Dungy. He said Dan Wilkinson is the one guy that can ruin our pass game, and that's what's... Look at 95. That's him. He got there instantly, and he's on Frank Middleton. He did a rip, and that made Dilfer throw the ball before he won. It'll come right off of there. Look at him. There he is coming around the corner, and he made Dilfer throw it quicker than he wanted.
What's a rip?
A rip is where you take your arm, Sam, and you come up right underneath your blocking arm, and you come up underneath.
There's an injured player on the field. We will step out for a moment. The Bucks are going to attempt a field goal. We're early second quarter with the game tied.
Sam, watch the rip arm right there of Wilkinson. Watch it. It's like an uppercut coming right underneath the block. Watch the arm. Boom!
Oh,
now he's got it. Now look at it, Sam. He's got him ripped. He's underneath. He's having fun.
That's a big man with a lot of power.
If you told me I had to block him, I'd have to go find a new job.
Michael Husted out of the hold of Tommy Barnhart. It'll be a 20-yard field goal try to give the Bucks the lead. And it's through. So the Bucks got close, and their play selection was a little strange, and they wound up settling for a field goal. In Raljohn, Maryland at Jack Kent Cooke Stadium, last home game of the season for the Redskins.
Sam, you mentioned the play selection there by Tampa Bay. First and 3 at the 3. First down, they come out and throw. You only got 3 yards to make. Second down, they try to run Sam, but they don't have a tight end on each side, so the Skinner, who is Derek Smith, comes in there and makes an easy play, nobody to block him, and then they get the pass rush so hard on him that Dilford can't have time to throw. I don't think the coaches helped Tampa Bay after they got to the 3-yard line.
Michael Husted kicks it off. Brian Mitchell on the return. Whoa, wow. Tried to go over his own man and ran into Mike Sellers. And the man underneath was Shelton Quarles, number 53. Good job of coverage by the Bucs, stopping Brian Mitchell.
He got hurt in the long jump with the knee surgery at UCLA, competing in track. Doesn't do that anymore.
It's time for an NFL update. For that, let's go back to the studio in L.A. to JB.
Sam and Jerry show you how the Jets nailed the AFC East. Vinny Testaverde, yes indeed, said Dedrick Ward 71 yards to pay dirt. That victory cinched the AFC East title for the New York Jets. Send it back to Sam and, hey, Jerry, Terry says he loves you, baby.
Thanks, JB. Great job for the Jets and Bill Parcells as they come up with a big win. Skip Hicks carrying up the middle. Have to tell JB that we've talked to Darrell Green. He said the highlight of the interview with JB was he loved JB's black suit. He said JB was really stylish.
Nobody dresses better than JB. I want his tailor. If he let me, if we could get his tailor to make us a suit, we'd look good too.
Ball up at the 34-yard line. 2 tight ends in for Washington. Wide receivers Albert Connell and Leslie Shepard. Green with everybody out. It's intercepted by Charles Mincy. He got it this time. Wow. He missed earlier. He gets it this time. And another Redskins turnover gives Tampa Bay the ball in excellent field position.
Well, they flushed Trent Green, and he ran a little bit to the left, and he didn't get set good enough. And this is good for Charles Mincy, because Mincy didn't fight hard on that one touchdown on that reverse. This is Mincy's 3rd interception of the year, number 22. He had a shot early. Oh, he just picked that off on that crossing route. Nice job. I won't be mad at Charles now for not doing good on that reverse. Here's Trent moving around. He's got good speed. Trent, oh, man. He didn't, good reaction. He didn't see 22 hiding there underneath.
So Trent Green, who has thrown only 2 interceptions over the last 7 games, throws one here. Almost had one picked off earlier. From the Redskins 30, Warrick Dunn squirts through, gets to the 25-yard line. Warrick Dunn came into the game 96 yards short of 1,000. This is 2nd year.
Sam, I want to show you a side shot of this. And watch how low he sort of hides. He's not a very big guy, and he sort of hides as he comes up through there. It's not a big back. I think this helps him. He's a baby Barry Sanders. And see how low his pads are. Derek Smith almost didn't see him.
9 carries, 16 yards for Warrick Dunn. Dunn and Lorenzo Neal in the backfield. Tampa Bay with a big edge in time of possession. Dunn, short pickup on the play.
And
inside the 25. Sorry, Jerry.
We're going to talk about Howie's Tough Guys is coming up.
Yeah.
And I wish that Howie's Tough Guys would have included Lorenzo Neal, because this is maybe, he's the Sam Gash of the NFC. He can block better than anybody as a blocking fullback. And Lorenzo Neal needs to be on Howie's Tough Guys.
There's a guy who's carried only 1 time all year. He just blocks every game. Plays every game and just sacrifices his body.
I don't think we've ever had more fun talking to anybody than when we talked to him.
Right. 3rd and 4. Warrick Dunn, the lone setback. 3 wide receivers in for the Bucs. Short drop. Gopher throwing the slant intended for Bert Emanuel. And who is there? Darrell Green.
And watch the coverage on Darrell Green. Full press, bump and run. Nobody knows his age. I think he's going to play another 10 years because he doesn't get any slower. Here they are, full press, bump and run. And you said it earlier, wherever Bert Emanuel goes, that's where Darrell Green's going to go. Nice job of pushing him and shoving.
He's 38. Wow. His contract goes to the year 2002. He'll be 42 years old when his contract is up.
He's going to pass you and me. I'm frozen at 41.
42-yard attempt from Michael Husted. Straight away out of the hold of Tommy Barnhart. And it's right through there. Perfect. Two field goals for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have given them a 13-7 lead here in the second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. Kick coverage team huddled around special teams coach Joe Marciano. They pump. Look at this.
That's the bunny hop they got going. How about those uniforms compared to the old ones? I'll take these every day.
I like them. There's Rondé Barber, second-year man who stepped into a starting role at cornerback and always been an excellent special teamer.
But really has improved as a corner. They have defensive backs. They got a guy that don't even play much by the name of Kelly, and he just comes in on the dime. I think they got players at the Tampa Bay team.
You're right. Brian Mitchell is deep.
You think Brian should have went to the Pro Bowl?
He's worthy. He's having a good year all around. From the 9. Trying to get outside. Good return by Brian Mitchell. Taken out of bounds by Michael Husted.
Oh, you got to see it. The kicker. Get a picture of this. Look at this. They're in a fight. The kicker made a tackle. Put a picture in the loom. We've got it. The kicker stuck him with his face. You don't get to see this.
You can't believe this.
If you're sitting down on the couch, if you're half asleep, sit up and watch this because you won't see. Here's the kicker. He's in a full sprint. Watch this. Oh, boy. That's a first. There it is. You know we're on coast to coast. You never do that if we're playing the 2% of the country. Oh,
Good
I like
tackle.
that. I like that.
He stuck his shoulder in there and takes Mitchell out of bounds.
And they started a fight because no return man ever wants to get hit by a kicker. So a fight broke out. I love it.
Husted, that's not a first for him. You know, he's got 16 in his career.
Yeah, the other 14 were trips.
Skip Hicks weaving his way through. Gets up to about the 37-yard line. John Lynch takes him down. Later today, those of you on the West Coast don't want to miss Katarina Witt, plus American Todd Eldridge and some of the world's best skaters as they compete in the Northwestern Mutual Life World Team Challenge. That's today following football on the West Coast. Check your local listings.
You see a lot of skating because you go to a lot of hockey games. You think you could teach me to spin around like that on skates?
I'm still having trouble standing on skates. Ball's up at the 38-yard line. Connell and Shepard have come to the right side. Alexander, the tight end, goes in motion. Intended for Alexander. He was hit by Charles Mincy. You got Mincy all fired up when you got on his case before.
I'm glad he's back because, you know, Mincy usually plays good. And on that double reverse, of course, he had a big offensive guard on him, Rod Milstead. But you got to fight regardless of how big the guy is. And now he's making a comeback. Now we can brag on him. Don't brag on him too much. 3rd and 4 for the Redskins. They've got 3 wide receivers in with Brian Mitchell in the backfield. Trent Green just 3 for 10 thus far in the game. And he's been playing so good for the last 3-4 weeks.
Green gets rid of it, and flags go down. There's a flag on the far side. Johnny Abraham jumped right over the top of Leslie Shepard. And we'll check out the flag on the play. And it looks like it's against Tampa Bay. They're going to be called for offside. I'm going to be a little upset with that call.
Well, they got there quick. Every time you say Leslie Shepard, I think you're going to say Leslie Visser. And I look for her on the sideline. You keep fooling me.
Offsides. Number 91. Defense lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Reagan Upshaw cost his team there by lining up in the neutral zone.
Remember what Warren Sapp said. He's a good athlete, but sometimes he's not aware enough. And Warren Sapp will get after him for lining up too far into that neutral zone.
Penalties on the increase. One of the reasons the Bucs have struggled. Skip Hicks taking the pitch. Gets up to about the 45-yard line.
Wow. And Reagan Upshaw got up and went into a full strut and looked at the sideline. I know what he's thinking. Uh-oh.
James Jenkins, the tight end, hurt on the play.
Wow, I hope he's okay. Watch Upshaw. He was made a penalty. Look at the roll. The spin's called a helicopter. Goes right in there, makes the tackle. He's got great athletic ability.
They check out James Jenkins. Boy, the Redskins have suffered a ton of injuries this year, and to core players, key players throughout the season. Dana Stubblefield went down. Their tight end, Jamie Asher, went down. Trey Johnson,
wow,
their best offensive lineman, went down. Ken Harvey, the linebacker. Key injuries. Look at the numbers. They have 14 players on IR. Look at the starters. Asher, Jesse Campbell, the safety. Michael Westbrook out with a neck injury. He'll require surgery.
And I think Michael Westbrook is the reason that they were able to come back and beat the Cardinals. He carried this team to beat the Cardinals. Now you don't even have those people on your squad.
Oh, I brought him back in those games. The Cardinals wound up beating the Redskins. Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be back with more right after this. And running back of the Redskins, been an injury-filled season for him, out with an ankle sprain. And Skip Hicks getting a big chance to play. Looks like Hicks moved too soon.
Well, they showed the blitz. Lynch ran up, Sam, and I think the young running back saw the blitz coming, and everybody was jumping.
Tom White will tell us.
False start. Number 83 offense moving prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Albert Connell, the wide receiver, who moved too soon.
Well, his job is if the blitz comes here to replace where the blitzer was from. So he knew he had to get off, and Lynch was coming from that area, so get to that area so the quarterback can throw, but you still got to wait for the snap count.
Connell replacing Westbrook as the starter in the lineup. 6 penalties against the Washington Redskins. Green going deep, and he's got a man, and it's out of the way at the last second by Rondé Barber. Outstanding play by Rondé Barber.
Wow, you are having, Sam, a Rondé Barber type of year. This guy has improved. Nobody's improved more than you, Sam, other than Rondé Barber. Wow. Here it is, one-on-one, and Rondé gets in a little trouble, a little double move. Now he's beat, but look at his head and his eyes, and he swats it with his right hand. I'll take Rondé Barber. Let's take him home with us, Sam. Look at that swat.
When Donnie Abraham got hurt, he started 3 games at left cornerback. Abraham came back, and Anthony Parker got hurt. He started at the right corner. Parker's healthy, but you can't get him out of the lineup.
No way he's going to lose that job.
Green in trouble, running for it. Across the 45. He's brought down. Anthony Parker, number 27, was there, along with Derek Brooks, number 55. And Trent Green comes up short of a first down, and the Redskins forced a punt.
Trent Green can run, but when you got that much yardage, you got to stop your run. He runs a 4.7, which is fast. Now, here's something interesting here. Here's the punter. Who's going to snap him the ball, Sam?
His brother.
What is his brother?
His brother is also his agent.
His agent. We got an agent snapping the ball to his client. I don't know if that's legal, but there it is.
Matt Turk playing the Pro Bowl. Ball is dropped by Jacquez Green, but the Bucs may have recovered it. There's an alert play for Tampa Bay. And that's Floyd Young, who got back there and made the recovery of the fumble by Jacquez Green.
Wow. Let's see how he missed. He looked downfield. He sort of stumbled and tripped before the ball got into his hands. He was looking downfield to see if he should signal fair catch or to try to run with it, and he forgot to catch it.
Redskins everywhere, and Floyd Young saw the ball and covered it. Big recovery. The Bucs from their own 23, leading 13-7. Dilfer. Incomplete. Intended for Jacquez Green. He was hit hard. Again, they're without Riddell Anthony. Their leading receiver has caught 50 passes.
Well, you can't drop this. This is why your quarterback can't get in rhythm. He's going to come and run a little turn-in on the top of the number. There's the top of the number. Here comes the ball. You can't do that. Darryl Pounce comes in there late, but he's not a factor. They're just dropping the ball. Now your quarterback gets out of rhythm. You lose your sync.
4 for 11 in the game. Incomplete on his last 4. 2 tight ends in for Tampa Bay.
Got that hate there in motion. There he goes.
Ball stop the lone setback. Short drop. Dilfer completes to Bert Emanuel. There's a guy with sure hands. He's out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
If I was Trent Dilfer, I would look at him more, because this is not a good throw. This makes the quarterback better. Now he'll get the feeling good. He threw this behind, but watch the body control of Bert Emanuel. This is a great person. Unbelievable character. I met his dad on the elevator, and I said to him, I'm going to send my son to you. I want you to raise my son if you can do what you did with yours. Great person.
And his new baby daughter's doing a lot better. Born 3 weeks ago, was in the hospital for a week. Here's a tough run by Mike Allstott and a first down for the Bucks up at the 46-yard line.
Well, okay, sit up on your living room. Watch the backup tight end, Patrick Cape. He's the tight end in motion. Here he goes. Watch. He's going to do a little motion in here. Watch what happens. This guy can smack you. There's the trap. There's the hole. And who is he hitting? Dan Wilkinson. I can't help but get excited watching this guy. Watch him. Here he comes. The low tight end from Alabama. Boom.
Going to the Pro Bowl again this year. Second year in a row. Last year they had 8 Pro Bowlers. Tampa Bay did. This year they got 4. Oh, trouble for Dilfer. And he threw it away. Kennard Lang. And a flag goes down. Intentional grounding is going to be called on Trent Dilfer, and he's shaken up on the big hit by Kennard Lang.
Dilfer is hurt. They blitzed right up to him. He should have taken the sack. He had no chance. Just go ahead and take the sack because he's going to get penalized and lose it down anyway.
Intentional grounding, number 12. The ball will be placed with the spot of the pass, inches greater than 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of down, second down.
Play action. Oh, nobody picking up. Kennard Lang. That's a heavy hit. That's a big man hitting you hard.
Ball back at the Tampa Bay 32-yard line. They've got to get to the Washington 43 for a first down. Warwick Dunn across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. Marcus Patton, number 53, made the tackle.
And not a bad play. You gain enough yardage there, Sam, that now you don't have to make a Hail Mary throw. You still got to make a good long throw, but they have that, they have that weapon. They have deep passes. Got a shot now.
Third and about 15. 3 wide receivers in for the Bucks. Carl Williams has come in as the 3rd wide receiver. Bryce Hunter is injured, so the Bucks are down to 3 wides in the game. With Riddell Anthony out, here comes the blitz. Screen to Warwick Dunn. Picked up a block, but didn't get anything on the play. Actually lost a yard on the play. Good defensive effort by the Washington Redskins, and Jamal Duff makes the tackle.
I'm glad you said by the Redskins, because a lot of people make a good play. Watch the safeties. They're coming up to run the blitz. That's Stanley Richard. They got people coming everywhere. There's Stanley man-to-man. He gets picked off, but more people are chasing and hustling. Maybe Dan Wilkins' best game I've seen him play, Sam.
Played well the last couple of weeks. Tommy Barnhart's 3rd punt is way up in the air. Fair catch called for by Brian Mitchell at the 21-yard line. 4:03 to go in the first half. 39-yard punt for Tommy Barnhart. Tomorrow's a big day of football on Fox, and we hope you watch. It's a doubleheader Sunday.
You going to be home, Sam?
I will be home.
Not many Sundays we've been home.
No, that's a first.
You know what? We'll feel good. We're home. We get to say hello, and then we'll get the shakes. We'll wonder, why aren't we doing the game?
Right. Have you done your shopping? Your Christmas shopping?
I'm a little bit behind there, Sam.
Uh-oh.
I was going to get you a new pair of socks, but I couldn't find anything on sale.
You mean to make up for the ones I gave you in Phoenix?
Yes, I had a nice pair picked out, but they're expensive.
Trent Green on first down. They stop the play. Looks like a false start against the Washington Redskins.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 69, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the guard, Rod Milstead. A lot of penalties for the Redskins thus far in the game. That's 7, and 1 that was declined as well.
But you'd feel good, Sam, if everything that's gone wrong, and you're a Redskin coach or a player, and things haven't gone wrong, and big plays and interceptions, but you're only down 13-7, so you're hanging around. And if I was a Tampa Bay coach, I'd get mad. You can't let them hang around. This score with everything that's going on, it's dangerous.
Back at the 16-yard line. Green throwing and completing to Albert Connell. Up close to a first down. Excuse me. That was coverage on the play. We'll check it out. Leslie Shepard is the receiver. And it's ruled incomplete.
Well, the officials were arguing, and Shepard was laughing. He was right in there.
Ruling on the field. It's an incomplete incomplete pass. The ball came loose and hit the ground. Second down.
Good explanation by Tom.
Excellent. Watch Tioka Jackson's pass rush. He's right down here, 97. Watch this move. Swim, arm over. Here he comes, chasing the quarterback. Nice job getting away by Tioka Jackson. Now, did he catch it or not? Let's see if the officials are correct.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Good call. In motion, Steven Alexander. On fake, setting up the screen to Skip Hicks. Outran his blocking.
Wow.
Up to the 25-yard line. Jamie Duncan, the middle linebacker. There's a good story for Tampa Bay. With Hardy Nickerson out, he had the virus around the heart, pericarditis. And Jamie Duncan, the rookie out of Vanderbilt, has stepped in and done an excellent job as the middle linebacker.
What surprises me about him is where he went to high school. You don't find many high school players coming out of New Hampshire. And he went from New Hampshire down to Nashville. Or was it Delaware? It was Delaware, wasn't it?
It was Delaware.
It was Delaware, yeah. He actually went to high school in Delaware and went all the way to Nashville to be in the SEC.
Blitz was on. The pass to Brian Nichols taken out of bounds up at the 8-yard line, short of a first down. Derek Brooks forced him out. And the Redskins will be forced to punt.
Well, that's not like the Redskins throwing that short pass when they need yards. I've always liked to watch the Redskins because they usually push the ball down the field. Didn't like that one.
Matt Turk back to punt. Not many returns on Matt Turk.
Pro Bowl again, you said?
Yep. Kicks it toward the sideline, bounces at the 29, and will be touched down by the Redskins right there. A little over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. There's a flag on the play, and another flag has just come in.
Wow.
While the teams were separating.
It's on the Redskins.
Check this one out. Redskins finish up in Dallas next week. Tampa Bay will go to Cincinnati, another cold weather game for the Bucs. The Bucs 1-5 on the road this season.
The good news for them, though, Cincinnati's defense is really playing terrible. They ought to be able to move the football.
After the play was over, personal foul, headbutt, number 66. A 15-yard penalty enforced. First down.
That's Dan Turk.
The agent. This is the guy that's the agent for his brother, the punter.
The long snapper. Let's see what happens.
Oh, he got shoved in the back. He got pushed in the back. I don't blame him for being mad. He looks around, see if any officials are watching.
Ooh.
Little headbutt.
Man, you can't do that. He did it on Don Davis.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that, but you can't let people shove you from behind and injure your knees.
So they spot the ball up the 44-yard line. First down for Tampa Bay. Warwick Dunn. Nothing there. Jamal Duff in on the tackle. Duff has gotten a chance to play when Kelvin Kinney was injured, and he's played well the last couple of weeks, and Kinney back healthy, but Duff has remained in as the starter.
I used to like Duff when he played for another team, one of your favorite teams, the New York Giants. I liked him when he was a Giant, and I know you like those New York teams. You got to get excited about the Jets today.
Jets did a great job winning their division. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Tampa Bay Buccaneers took the opening kickoff and grabbed the lead. They were tied. 2 field goals has given them the lead and beat Terry, Howie, and Chris with highlights of the earlier game, and then the special Fox News report from Catherine Pryor and the doings in Washington, D.C. today. Hape in motion on 2nd and 11. The blitz is picked up. Completion to Dave Moore, the other tight end, who's tripped up on the play by Derek Smith. Up to the 48-yard line, about a yard short of the first down.
Here's the safety blitz. Going to come right through this hole. Come over here. Nice job picking up the blitz. Finding the tight end, Dave Moore.
Ball up at the 48 on 3rd and a yard. Lino backfield with Neal leading Allstott. Allstott across midfield. First down, Tampa Bay. The Bucks leading 13-7 and driving for more.
Well, smarter than they were in the goal line. They got a tight end on each side this time, Sam. So you can't get that Skinner running off your tackle. So, oh, look at that. Look at the people fly around. Derek Smith, you got to love football. Only in football would you ask a guy to go happy hand grenades over the top. Here comes 50 happy hand grenades. And he missed him and lands on his own head. But if you're going to land on your head, Sam, wear your helmet. If you're a skateboarder, if you're riding a bicycle, if you do rollerblading, he won't do that without a helmet. It's cool to wear a helmet. All you little guys, little gals, don't do skateboarding. Don't do what do you do that's dangerous, Sam?
Nothing. I play safe. Oh, all right.
Don't do any of that without wearing your helmet.
Mike Allstott to the sideline. 6 carries, 48 yards. First down, Tampa Bay at the Washington 44-yard line. It's a big drive here at the end of the half for Tampa Bay. Got 3 wide receivers in. Dilfer being rushed, and he completes inside the 40 to the 36-yard line to Carl Williams. Williams had caught only 1 pass over the last 5 games.
And Dilfer did a great job, Sam. He threw the ball right where the blitzer came from. And that's why the slant was over.
Hurry up offense. Everybody out. Dilfer finds a man, and it's incomplete. Intended for Bert Emanuel. Pass was deflected.
See, you saw that. I wondered why that ball was waffling. You saw a tail on the ball. It looked like a kite on a bad day. But my man Sam, ever since you got your eye fixed, that right eye, you had that laser surgery. Watch this. See, Sam, I just saw that waffle. I was going to say he threw a terrible ball, but you saved it. Kennard Lang batted that thing.
Here's 3rd down and a long yard for Tampa Bay. And it's a quarterback sneak for Trent Dilfer. He gets a couple. That's a first down.
It's like a fullback running in.
He's a big man.
He's a big man with courage. And he just muscles his way right up through there.
And number 61, the All-Pro center, Tony Mayberry, leads the way.
Let's see, Tony. Tony's got a little push. They're trying to push, of all people, Big Dan Wilkerson. I like a quarterback, though. I shouldn't say this. I had a quarterback that when he ran a sneak, I couldn't watch. It was one of those, ooh, excuse me. I hate when they do that.
Well, on 3rd and 1, Trent has made a first down 6 times. Ball's at the 33-yard line. The Bucks have called a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining in the first half, leading 13-7. The halftime report is coming up with the well-dressed JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris all looking good. Catherine Cryer has a Fox News special report on the doings in the nation's capital today. Dilfer almost tackled, was hit as he threw, and it's incomplete. Looked like Ndukwe Kalu with the big-time pressure. Kalu has been used as a pass rusher and has done a good job. 2nd-year man out of Rice.
And it was instant. It came right off the tackle, Sam. And watch how quick he gets off the ball. This is him right here, down here, 72. My finger isn't pointing where I want it to right now. He gets right around Paul Gruber, who's supposed to be a good football player. Oh, hey, he got whacked in the face there, too, by Jamal Duck. Got hit right on the jaw.
2nd down with the Bucks having 3 wide receivers and splitting the tight end. The draw play to Warren Gunn. He's got room. Brought down at the 31. Excellent tackle by Leamon Evans.
And that's the guy we watched on film. We watched him play last week, and I said, if Leamon Evans doesn't make the tackle, nobody will. This guy's doing a great job. Watch how quickly he hustles, makes it all work. I said, what's changed your play? He said, I went home in a bye week, and my mom said, you're going to win. Keep playing hard, son. He says, I listen to my mom. I'm having fun.
3rd-year man out of Clemson, Leamon Evans. He'll be a restricted free agent at the end of this season.
There's a guy you'd maybe go look at. He's a tackler. He's a hitter.
Bucks use their final timeout. They've got a 3rd down at the Washington 30-yard line. Trent Dilfer's talked things over at the sideline. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-7, but still need help. They need to win their 2 games, and they need help from
other teams to beat Arizona.
There's Mr. Evans. He took up a little modeling, Sam. He was a model, but he said he didn't like wearing makeup, so he quit the modeling career for Calvin Klein.
3 wide receivers. The tight end is split off, and it looks like the Redskins jump.
Now that's big because that takes it to field goal range. What about that penalty? 3rd down penalty inside 2 minutes. You're breaking 2 rules. You tell your team no penalties on 3rd down, Sam, none whatsoever, and no penalties in 2 minutes. They just got a doubleheader.
Encroachment, number 95, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And this penalty, Sam, is bigger than a penalty because it moves it in the field goal range. This penalty, you're talking about points. This penalty results in maybe 3.
Big Dan Wilkinson jumped off.
Jumped off, Sam, on 3rd down with 32 seconds.
Brings up 3rd and short. We've got to get to the 28-yard, rather the 23-yard line, so 1st down. Dilfer completes to Jaquez Green. His first reception. It's a 1st down inside the 15. They have no timeouts remaining. Clock running. And Dilfer stops it with a spike. 19 seconds to go and time to go for the end zone.
Watch what they do. They slide the line to the right and let the back, Sam, pick up the down lineman. Watch Gruber, 74, the left tackle. He's got a block down, so that leaves, of all people, little Warwick Dunn to knock down the big defensive end to make the play work. That's fun to watch.
The rookie Jaquez Green working against Darrell Pounds.
Speed. Every place you look on Tampa Bay's team, you see speed.
11th play of this drive for the Bucs, who are at the Redskins' 13-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Tight end split off to the right. Dilfer gets time. Now he's rushed. Nobody was open. He's brought down.
Look at it. He's smart. He's got to spike the ball. He has no timeout. Get the team lined up.
Got to get his team back on their side of the line of scrimmage. Got him, and he stopped the clock. So they'll have time to attempt the field goal with 9 seconds remaining. Kennard Lang made the sack on Trent Dilfer.
I think this may be Lang's best game and Dan Wilkinson. They got 2 down linemen that haven't played like this. The guy I love watching play was Evans, the safety. Now he's got 2 defensive linemen in front of him playing pretty good.
Michael Husted, 2 for 2 in the game. This attempt will be from 36 yards out. Out of the hold of Tommy Barnhart. The kick is no good. Husted misses. And that's a big, big miss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the lead, but it's a precarious one at only 6.
Well, it looks like he tried to power this ball and pull it, Sam. Watch it pull it. Reminds me of our spotter's golf shot. Gary Lynn, all of his drives are like this. He tries to go power that ball over there and just pulls that thing. Not close, Sam. Not a smooth.
The snap was good. The hold was good. The kick was bad.
I think he just tried to kick it too hard. But as a special teams coach, and there's a good one, Marciano, you don't coach kickers, you coach coverage. Kickers are different to where I know why he did that.
Yeah?
He made that tackle.
Oh, he was shaken up for making that tackle? That's the first half. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a 13-7 lead. 2 Husted field goals in the second quarter, giving them the lead, but a big miss at the end of the half. Visa halftime report is coming up next, plus a special news report from Catherine Pryor.
Traps, Y-off, motion whams with the tight end, and their inability, the Washington Redskins, to throw the ball down the field versus a banged-up secondary, I think has been the key.
And the banquet circuit did in this Tampa Bay defense during the course of the offseason. Now that they're playing so well, you just have to wonder, too little, too late.
Second half will be coming your way with Sam and Jerry right after this.
On Wednesday, I ordered our armed forces to strike military and strategic targets in Iraq. They were joined by British forces. That operation is now complete in accordance with our 70-hour plan. My national security team has just briefed me on the results. They are preliminary, but let me say just a few words about why we acted, what we have achieved, and where we want to go. We began with this basic proposition. Saddam Hussein must not be allowed to develop nuclear arms, poison gas, biological weapons, or the means to deliver them. He has used such weapons before against soldiers and civilians, including his own people. We have no doubt that if left unchecked, he would do so again. Saddam must not be permitted to defy the will of the international community. Without a firm response, he would have been emboldened to do that again and again. For 7.5 years now, the United Nations weapons inspectors have done a truly remarkable job in forcing Saddam to disclose and destroy weapons and missiles he insisted he did not have. But over the past year, Saddam has repeatedly sought to cripple the inspection system, each time through intensive diplomatic efforts backed by the threat of military action. Saddam has backed down. When he did so last month, I made it absolutely clear that if he did not give UNSCOM full cooperation this time, we would act swiftly and without further delay. For 3 weeks, the inspectors tested Saddam's commitment to cooperate. They repeatedly ran into roadblocks and restrictions, some of them new. As their chairman, Richard Butler, concluded in his report to the United Nations on Tuesday, the inspectors no longer were able to do their job. So far as I was concerned, Saddam's days of cheat and retreat were over. Our objectives in this military action were clear: to degrade Saddam's weapons of mass destruction program and related delivery systems, as well as his capacity to attack his neighbors. It will take some time to make a detailed assessment of our operation. But based on the briefing I've just received, I'm confident we have achieved our mission. We have inflicted significant damage on Saddam's weapons of mass destruction programs, on the command structures that direct and protect that capability, and on his military and security infrastructure. In a short while, Secretary Cohen and General Shelton will give you a more detailed analysis from the Pentagon. So long as Saddam remains in power, he will remain a threat to his people, his region, and the world. With our allies, we must pursue a strategy to contain him and to constrain his weapons of mass destruction program, while working toward the day Iraq has a government willing to live at peace with its people and with its neighbors. Let me describe the elements of that strategy going forward. First, we will maintain a strong military presence in the area, and we will remain ready to use it if Saddam tries to rebuild his weapons of mass destruction, strikes out at his neighbors, challenges Allied aircraft, or moves against the Kurds. We also will continue to enforce no-fly zones in the north and from the southern suburbs of Baghdad to the Kuwaiti border. Second, we will sustain what have been among the most extensive sanctions in UN history. To date, they have cost Saddam more than $120 billion, resources that otherwise would have gone toward rebuilding his military. At the same time, we will support a continuation of the Oil for Food program, which generates more than $10 billion a year for food, medicine, and other critical humanitarian supplies for the Iraqi people. We will insist that Iraq's oil be used for food, not tanks. Third, we would welcome the return of UNSCOM and the International Atomic Energy Agency back into Iraq to pursue their mandate from the United Nations, provided that Iraq first takes concrete, affirmative, and demonstrable actions to show that it will fully cooperate with the inspectors. But if UNSCOM is not allowed to resume its work on a regular basis, we will remain vigilant and prepared to use force if we see that Iraq is rebuilding its weapons programs. Now, over the long term, the best way to end the threat that Saddam poses to his own people in the region is for Iraq to have a different government. We will intensify our engagement with the Iraqi opposition groups, prudently and effectively. We will work with Radio Free Iraq to help news and information flow freely to the country. And we will stand ready to help a new leadership in Baghdad that abides by its international commitments and respects the rights of its own people. We hope it will return Iraq to its rightful place in the community of nations. Let me say in closing again how terribly proud I am of our men and women in uniform. Once again, they have done a difficult job with skill, dedication, and determination. I also want to say that I am very proud of our national security team. I want to thank Secretary Cohen and General Shelton. I want to thank Secretary Albright and Sandy Berger. The Vice President and I have relied on them very heavily. They have performed with extraordinary ability and restraint as well as effectiveness. I am very, very grateful for the way this operation was planned and executed. But again, foremost, I want to give my thanks to our men and women in uniform. We are waiting for the last planes to come home and praying that we'll be able to tell you tomorrow that every last one of them has returned home safely. Thank you very much.
That was the President of the United States explaining the results of Operation Desert Fox and future plans regarding Saddam Hussein as he announces the cessation of military activity in Iraq. Now let's go back to the game and Sam and Jerry in Washington.
Thanks, Catherine. Catherine Pryor with the special Fox News report. That is Matt Turk, Pro Bowl punter, who just boomed one 45 yards with no return. Second offensive series of the second half.
Are you getting confused, Sam, that both quarterbacks' names are Trent? Is that throwing you off at all?
It's the Trent War. It's Dave Moore, the tight end, shifting. Bucks on their own 21st and 10. Warwick Dunn takes it outside. Oh, he's grabbed by one hand by Dan Wilkinson. Big Daddy wouldn't let go. 315 pounds.
Well, this looks like an elephant grabbing a hold of a gnat. This is the biggest guy they got. Oh, watch him. He's over 73. You can't see his number. There he is. Now he grabs Warwick Dunn and goes ringing around the Rosie. Red Rover, let Warwick Dunn come over.
Loss of 3 on the play. Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, his first season with the Washington Redskins. A lot of pressure on Wilkinson and Stubblefield. A lot of expectations. Big letdown for the Skins with their 5-9 season. Patrick Haight, the tight end, in motion. Dilfer flushed out of the pocket. Nobody open, and down he goes. The big hit. Mark Boutte finally chased him down.
Well, the fact that he rolled, talking about the quarterback Trent Dilfer, and got to the corner, he could have thrown this one away. He wouldn't have been called from grounding because he left the pocket. So he's got a little confused here. As we saw earlier, he got penalized because he threw it. He grounded when he was in the pocket. That time he should have just thrown the ball to the ground. He was all the way outside the tight end.
Trent Dilfer has been sacked only twice in the last 4 games. Redskins have had 2 sacks in this game. Draw play. Gunn squeezing through. It's up to the 19-yard line, and the Bucks will have to kick it away. Excellent defensive series for the Redskins, who are hanging in there. They're hanging around.
Well, you look at that score, Sam, 13-7. Not much has gone right for the Redskins when you can hang around. And here's the guy that's playing better than I've seen him play since he's become a Redskin, Dan Wilkerson.
One thing that a team like Washington is doing is taking an example from what Tampa Bay did 2 years ago when they had the strong second half, what Atlanta did last season with the strong second half, and maybe build for next season. Mitchell comes up, taking it on the run. Mitchell gets up to the 49-yard line. Good field position for the Washington Redskins. 38-yard punt. And the return to the 49 for the Redskins. At Jack Kent Cooke Stadium, where another penalty was assessed to the Redskins. A face mask was called on the return. That's their 11th penalty of the game. It sets them back 15 yards. And it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 34.
And that ties the
season high.
Tie the season high.
11 penalties.
And they got a quarter and a half. 11 penalties. Wow.
First half numbers. The rushing, Bucks over 100 yards. Passing, neither team has been good throwing the football.
29 for the Redskins. That's not the Trent Green worries. Look at the time of possession.
And Brian Baldinger pointed out the 45 offensive plays, the time of possession, and they didn't score enough, said Tony Dungy in his chat with Brian Baldinger.
Well, they don't have but 6-point lead. All that going on. You're looking for trouble by letting the Redskins hang around point-wise.
Leslie Shepard in motion. Everybody out. Green throwing and completing to Albert Connell. No, incomplete. Had it and dropped it. Rondé Barber
now,
on the coverage.
One name you mentioned is Rondé Barber. And you keep mentioning him because he is playing so good. Now, he's off a long way here. He's in the back pedal, but he's not there. Now he drives and looks as he drives, and he gets a hand on the elbow. He didn't really hit the ball, but he's close enough.
Catchable ball. Albert Connell dropped it. 2nd and 10 for Washington. Stephen Davis, the fullback, shifting. Green gets time, drops it off to Skip Hicks. Trying to pick up a block, but he's tripped up on the play by Donnie Abraham.
And that was the 3rd, 4th guy coming out to the strong side. So he thought he'd get more yardage, but they were in a zone. Nobody was running deep with everybody else that went out, Sam. Nice. Really, the Tampa Bay beat him with coverage that time.
Skip Hicks says he plans to stay in the area in the offseason, work out, get stronger, prepare himself for a full season next season, playing 16 games. Another rookie who feeling the effects after the college season. A lot of college players, first-year guys looking for bowl games. Blitz is on. Lynch has got him.
Again.
2nd sack for John Lynch in the game.
Now watch him again. Trent Green told us, before I say hot, I gotta find John Lynch. Well, Sam, it's obvious here when you look at him. Here's Lynch, 47, right here to the left, and now he's running a trailer blitz coming in behind number 20, and boom, Rondé Barber ate up the blocker, so Lynch could eat up the quarterback. The blitz has hurt the Redskins dramatically all day.
That Turk kicks it away. On the run comes Jacquez Green. Trying to get outside. Cuts it upfield, and here he goes down the sideline. Alexander stops him across the 40 at the 38-yard line. Good return for Jacquez Green. He came close to breaking it. Trent Green is shaken up.
It's called a blitz trailer, and it's 2 sacks by Lynch. First time he ever had 2 sacks in one game.
Big game for John Lynch, who had 2 interceptions last week in the game against Pittsburgh. 3rd time Tampa Bay has started to drive in Washington territory. 8th, the tight end shifted. Allstott comes up the middle, pulls his way through, and carries 3 players down to the 25-yard line. The big fullback, the train, the 8 train. Motors to the 25.
Now, if you can do this here, Sam, why would you give it to him if you've got 1st and 3 at the 3? 2 tight ends in the game, 1 back. And look at that all-pro center, Tony Mayberry. And now, whoo, look at the sheriff. The sheriff's 24, and the sheriff don't know if he can jump on him or not. That's Stanley Richards. Hard time getting that one down.
2 tight ends in for Tampa Bay. Allstott again. Short pickup before he was hit hard by Derek Smith. Allstott has carried 8 times in the game, 64 yards.
Watch that 2nd tight end again, number 82. This is Hape from Alabama. Watch it come to the outside and boom, pick off Greg Jones. And what they told us, they told Hape in practice, you can't hit us like that. This is our team. Quit knocking us around. Save it for Sunday. Well, last week against Pittsburgh, he knocked them around, and today he's after the Redskins.
Allstott's the lone setback. 2 tight ends are in. That's Hape again, shifting. Flags go down. Allstott is stopped. Bounces off. Good play by Allstott. Tripped up by Derek Smith. Got to the 20-yard line after it looked like there was no gain. But this flag, I believe, is going to be against the Redskins.
Watch this, Sam. Sit up in your living room, Sam. If anybody there's been dozing off, wake him, shake him up. You got a lead by 82 Hape. He stops the penetration, but there's no hole. So watch Allstott. Big man bounces outside. Bertie Manuel trying to get a little shove for him. Nice play.
He's playing with a soft cast.
Number 90, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
How many penalties?
12 penalties on the Redskins. Kennard Lang, the man. Allstott's playing with a soft cast on his left hand.
But he doesn't care because he only carries the ball with his right hand. He never switches the ball from right to left regardless of where he's going. So it's a broken thumb. He doesn't care about the broken thumb. He's not going to hitchhike home anyway.
2nd, a long 3, and Allstott across the 15-yard line, close to a 1st down.
Watch Lorenzo Neal. They took Hape. They said, you ran 3 collisions. You ran in the wall. You come out. Now we'll put in the number 1 collision guy. 41 is Lorenzo Neal. He's the Sam Gash of the NFC. Look at him stick that guy. He's still pushing him around, knocking him around. That's Derek Smith. Wow, you got to love Lorenzo Neal, and you got to love Patrick Cape. They let the big Mike Allstott run.
Lorenzo Neal played his college ball at Fresno State with Trent Dilfer. Allstott gets to the hole, gets to the 10-yard line. On first down, Bernard Lang made the tackle. And this is what Tampa Bay loves to do. They've got the lead. Pound, pound, pound.
Well, the 13-7's got them mad because the score shouldn't be that close. So they're going to keep on you. There's the blocker. Lorenzo Neal. Boom. Spin around. And one thing I love about Lorenzo Neal, he says, I never get to carry the ball. So when we go home on the airplane, he says, Mike Allstott's talking about how many yardage he gains. He says, you may gain yardage. I got to knock 4 guys down.
That's right.
That's his joy.
He shifts. Allstott comes outside. Down to about the 6-yard line. Took 3 guys to bring him down, led by Chris Dishman as they exchanged pleasantries.
But guess what? Watching Allstott run, I wish this game was in black and white. You could say, Bronco Nagurski to the outside. This is like the old style here. A 250-pound plus. Look at him running again. The ball's in the wrong hand. The ball should be in the left side, but he never carries it on the left side. He's going to get a little blow. He says, I'm tired.
He's averaging almost 7 yards per carry.
So Skip Hicks on the other side. They're both running up through there.
Warwick Dunn's the lone setback. It's 3rd and a long 2. The play fake. Dilfer looking. Nobody open. He throws, and it's deflected, and it is incomplete. Diving for the catch was Carl Williams, but he was over the end line.
Well, this field goal is big, Sam. They're going to go for a field goal here, and right now, at 16, but they're not scoring enough touchdowns.
No, you're right. It's another wasted opportunity.
They're getting yardage, they're taking clock, they're getting help with penalties, and they're not scoring touchdowns. Good play by Darryl Pounds trying to cut underneath that reception.
Pass was intended for Jacquez Green, and Williams made the diving catch outside of the end zone. Husted is 2 for 3. He missed the last one. This one, 24 yards. And it's through there. Husted is 3 for 4. The Bucs now have a 9-point lead. It's 16-7.
On Fox, which begins with a pregame at noon Eastern. Then the 49ers at the Patriots, the Rams at Carolina. The late games, the Eagles at Dallas, the Falcons at Detroit, and New Orleans and Arizona. That's playoff implications. Houston kicks it off. This one he goes deep. Brian Mitchell at the 6. Mitchell broke loose and able to bring it across the 30 to the 31. One of the Bucs had him by the ankle, but Mitchell pulled away, and a good return. Ball game just before Christmas. Come out and watch the Redskins and the Bucs.
That's the age I was first time I snuck in. I crawled under a fence of a high school coach.
Trent Green leading the Redskins up to the 32-yard line. Blitz is on. Outside, goes to Albert Connell. No gain. Good coverage. Donnie Abraham, number 21, first man there. Good job by the Bucs defense, which has moved up in the rankings now, number 1 in the NFC. They played a solid game. In spite of the fact that Warren Sapp has been kept quiet, an excellent job on the offensive line by the Washington Redskins. Sapp's had only 1 tackle in the game.
And after Sapp lost those 19 pounds, that's about a month ago, he's been playing excellent, been making big plays, and we haven't seen that yet.
Play fake, Green with time, he fires, it's tipped and incomplete. Derek Brooks deflected the pass. And Jamie Duncan was back there. Brooks thought he should have had it. Almost had an interception here.
I wonder what, the Tampa Bay's got good defense. They fly around and they run. But I don't think Trent Green is throwing like he's always throwing. Maybe he got a little bit hurt or something's wrong with him on all those blitzes they're running on. Watch him throw here. We'll see what the problem is. See if he gets his feet set. It's a play action. He's set good. I don't know if he followed through like he wanted to.
Going back again, being rushed. Looking downfield, throws back, and it completes to Albert Connell. The first down third reception of the game for Connell. First down up the 46-yard line. Only the second conversion on third down for the Redskins in the game.
Wow.
2 for 8. While we get ready, I want to send a special hello out to Dan Reeves, whose team is going to play in Detroit tomorrow. Dan had the open heart surgery this week, and what a great guy and great recovery.
Well, the Falcons are in the playoffs. They're already there. And one thing we do, we love Dan Reeves. What a great coach. We hope he gets well. All of our concerns, we're not worried about the Falcons as much as we are about Dan.
Mike Sellers, the intended receiver on the long throw by Trent Green. Sellers, a rookie out of Walla Walla.
Walla Walla, that's in Washington.
Mike Sellers.
When you get to Walla Walla, you take a left. Don't ever forget that. You take a left and you hit the water. You're on the beach.
Sellers had been wearing number 85, but when they signed Henry Ellard a couple of weeks ago, he gave up the 85. Nicely done.
Oh, nice. I've been trying to get you to give up your number for me, Sam. I like your number. Pulling guard.
Skip Hicks spins across midfield.
Brad Badger, we talked about Brad blocking good. This time he's pulling and leading the play. He'll be on the opposite side of the center. He's the first guy. Here he comes. There's 74. Brad Badger leading up through. Nice block. Picks up Jamie Duncan. Says, hello, you may have gone to Vanderbilt, but this is no college homecoming. Pushing him around a little bit.
Third and a long 4. Skip Hicks, 61 yards. Redskins have not had a 100-yard rusher this season.
Blitz all over,
Here
Sam.
they come. Green with a play fake. Tioka Jackson's got him, and down he goes. Third sack of the game for the Bucks. Tioka was there, and he would not be fooled.
Well, it ended up with more people than they could block. Tioka Jackson has no one blocking him because they all come from this side. See the DBs, Mincy's in there. So Mincy ate up the tackle's block and left Tioka. The outside man's free. You got to make the sack.
Third sack of the season for Tioka Jackson. That Turk is deep. On the punt. Good high kick. That's over the top of the stadium. Out of bounds. Good angle kick.
Sam, that would have been a home run in the test tube. That thing was out of here.
They'll spot it at the 17. The Pro Bowl punter letting it fly. Turk upset with the referee.
Well, he didn't like where they were spotting the ball, so he's running the official saying, give me a better spot. It was closer to the goal line, but they had a guy that's working. Watch the official walking up the sideline. Watch the man in the stripes there. He's walking up. Now he walks up and lines it up with the official. There he goes.
He lines up with the referee,
and says, here's where it went out of bounds. Quit arguing that.
Dunn and Neal in the backfield. Dunn up to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. The Bucks with a 16-7 lead. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. As the Bucks try to go over the 500 mark for the first time this season, looking for their second road win. They'll finish up their season in Cincinnati next week. Arizona, the team that they're battling with for the final playoff spot, 7-7, will play New Orleans tomorrow. New Orleans 6-8. 2 tight ends in. Kate in motion. Dunn up the middle. Not much. Good job by the Redskins inside. Led by Greg Jones, number 54, second-year linebacker out of Colorado.
I got to be
in for the injured Ken Harvey. Sorry, Jerry.
I got to be proud of the Redskins defensive line. I really didn't think they'd play this well in this physical. And of all guys, there he is again, Dan Wilkinson. He finally looks like he says, maybe I want to earn my money. He's got a lot of money. You got to play good every day.
I give them a lot of credit, Jerry. They really have come together as a team since the bye week. At 0-7, they just could have kissed off the season. They've really played well as a team since that point. Dunn the lone setback.
Blitz.
Dilfer in trouble. Gets away from Kalu, and then he's buried from behind. Darrell Pounds, the cornerback, came from behind to get him.
And the blitz comes from Trent Dilfer's right side. So he's dropping back, but as you see the left side of your screen, there'll be an extra man. Here he comes. Looks like Pounds, and it flustered him, chased him up.
And he finally got him.
He got him.
Big punt of the game for Tommy Barnhart. There's Brian Mitchell, waits for a fair catch at the 34-yard line. So the Redskins hanging in there. Down by 9, 44-yard punt. No return for Brian Mitchell, who's had himself a solid game as usual. The man who leads the NFL in combined yardage. For Tampa Bay's defense, how about John Lynch?
He's been blitzing, sacking. Here's a guy that really hurt his neck and his spine. Had to sit out a game. He thinks would help bring him back to playing like he used to play is they're wearing no pads in practice for 2 weeks in a row.
They're fresh.
They're fresh. He said it's like you can take the film and speed it up. There he is, as we're talking about. He just keep talking about it, makes another play. But he says, not wearing pads, I was able to recover from a sore spine.
Lynch and Brooks in on the tackle on Skip Hicks. Tackle for a loss on the play, loss of 2. Pro Bowl last season for John Lynch. Last season with Tampa Bay going to the playoffs, they had 8 players make the Pro Bowl. This season they've had 4, which is not bad.
But they still have good players. They'll be back. This team is not a mirage. It's not done by mirrors. It's done by good athletes, and they still got it.
Throw, good catch. Albert Connell. He's heading for the end zone. Rondé Barber stops him.
Wow. Wow, now that's Washington Redskin football.
Big play for Albert Connell. 61 yards.
Look how far Rondé Barber's off. He comes down. Oh, he didn't run hard enough at first, but he does catch him. Look at Rondé chase him. I thought it was a touchdown. In fact, I think I screamed touchdown. Good dive. You got to click one heel in the other to make you trip. He clicked his left heel into his right heel.
You were about to yell touchdown.
I thought he was gone.
End of the third quarter. Tampa Bay 16, Washington 7, but the Redskins are threatening. We got a couple of guys. We know they're on it. Derek Brooks of Tampa Bay and John Randall of Minnesota.
They're 2 of the toughest there are.
You got it. First down and goal. Flags fly as Skip Hicks is brought down by Jamie Duncan, the middle linebacker. We'll check out the flag here. It's going to be offside against Tampa Bay.
Wow. Finally, a penalty on the other side.
That's right. 4th penalty of the game against the Bucks. And, Tony Dungy's got to be nervous. Only a 9-point lead, and the Redskins closing in.
And you look at yardage, you look at time of possession.
Offsides. Number 91. Defense. Line up in the neutral zone.
Breaking up, Joe.
Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Second penalty he's had lining up like that, right?
Both times he lined up in the neutral zone. Why does that happen, Jerry?
Wow. You're not looking inside. He's lining up on the man rather than on the football. He was in a 4-point to play goal line, and he got ready to smack the tackle, and he didn't peek to the inside, to the left, to be sure he wasn't offside.
First and goal from the 3. The play broken up by Rondé Barber.
Oh, my gosh, what a play. Did he drive that route? That does it. Rondé Barber is going to be on the Pro Bowl, I'd say, in about 3 years. 3 years from now, they'll be saying, watch number 20 play. He's on Leslie Shepard. 20's running a big loop. They tried to pick him. You don't realize what a great play that was because the tight end, Alexander, was trying to pick him. He worked outside the pick. It came all the way in and almost picked it off. That's super football.
He is having a Jerry Glanville type day.
Don't do that. They'll cut him.
Second and goal from the 3. Skip Hicks. He's hit. Stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Good defensive charge by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, they had one more defender than what they had as a blocker, and I believe it was Lynch. One more guy. They had nobody left to block Lynch. And why would you turn Lynch loose? He's a guy that he only lives to hit people, knock people out, including his wife's brother. He hit in Chicago, knocked him out. There it is. Look
and he
at
just
that
hurt
stick.
Skip Hicks.
Look at that stick. Wow. Skip Hicks, unfortunately, didn't get up, and you can imagine why, getting hit. I think, let me see, that was Stanford tackling UCLA.
That's right.
That was a big.
Got it.
That was it, right?
That's a rivalry.
Woo!
Skip Hicks shaking up on the play early in the 4th quarter. With Tampa Bay leading 16-7. Take a look and listen at this play.
Wow.
Powerful hit by John Lynch. It knocked Skip Hicks out of the game. Stephen Davis in motion. 3 tight ends in. Green being rushed. Down he goes at the 8-yard line.
Well, Sam, guess what? The same thing that Tampa Bay did. They had first down in close. They threw incomplete. Second down, they try to run to the split inside with no end tight. They get smothered, and they throw on third down. This is the same play selection Tampa did earlier and had to take their field goal. Doesn't make sense.
On this one, I like the way Tampa played defense on this series, Jerry. They really came up strong.
But it's just like when the other team did it, Sam. They didn't have a tight end to the side they tried to run. And when you got a 4-man side over there, Lynch knocked the back out.
Gary Blanchard, 26-yard attempt. He hooks it. But it got through there.
It just
man.
That was close.
Got just inside the upright. Washington settles for 3. It's back to a 6-point game with the Bucs leading it.
Now, I'll wake up for that one. There's 2 good announcers. Don't miss them. Bill Moss will get you fired up.
Look at that. 1,377 kickoff returns and none for a touchdown in Tampa Bucs history. Jaquez Green at the goal line. Green finds an opening, but he got tripped up. And a flag comes in. Sean Barber tripped him up. Barber's slow getting up off the turf. Tom White will check out the flag for us. Holding on the return.
Wow. And Sam, I want to go back. I think.
Holding. Number 94. During the return. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Steve White called for the holding. Jerry, hold that thought. We'll get back to it in just a moment. You had before we went to commercial.
Well, I got mad at the Redskins. They got in close just like Tampa Bay did. They had first down at the 3. First play's a pass. Second play, Sam, both teams, they run weak without a tight end in there, get stuffed, and they got to take field goals. Both teams, I think, had poor play selection when they were in close.
2 tight ends in for Tampa Bay here on first down. Quick toss intended for Bert Emanuel. And he was covered by Darrell Green, as he's been covered all day by Darrell Green.
If you're sitting in your living room, if Bert Emanuel runs off the field and goes down the tunnel, Darrell Green's going to go with him. It doesn't matter. Darrell Green just says, wherever he goes, I got him.
Second and 10 for Tampa Bay at the 15-yard line. Mike Allstott, the lone setback. 2 tight ends. Wide receivers, Bert Emanuel and Carl Williams. Williams in motion. Allstott pulls his way up to the 20-yard line. Talking about Darrell Green and his coverage of Bert Emanuel. In talking to Darrell at our meetings this week, we asked him who the toughest receivers he's gone up against this season. Joey Galloway of Seattle.
He's a good one.
Terrell Owens of San Francisco. Randy Moss of Minnesota. And he said he has a lot of respect for Ed McCaffrey of Denver, though he wasn't matched up with McCaffrey when they played.
And if you look at all 3 of those, what I see is all tall receivers, all people with good height. And we all know Darrell Green's not real tall, but he's real fast.
Here's 3rd and 5.
Full press bump and run by the corners.
Pick up the blitz. Dilfer's waiting, throwing for Warwick Dunn. He was covered by Marcus Patton, step for step. Good job by Patton.
What a job, because they took the wide receivers. They knew it was man-to-man. They sent all the wide receivers across, and this is thrown to the back, and this is called an arrow and up, and a linebacker should be able to run. This back is going to go arrow and up. He's coming out there. You see right in the corner. We're missing it. He's going to come down, but he's all alone. It was just Patton all alone on Dunn. That's pretty good football.
Redskins are hanging in there. Tommy Barnhart gets it away. Ryan Mitchell from the 39. Gets some room. Short return up to about the 47-yard line. 41-yard punt, 8-yard return. Redskins, good field position. 12:25 to go, 4th quarter. His sprained ankle, he's in the locker room being x-rayed. Ryan Mitchell leads the NFL in combined yardage, and he is the 13th player in NFL history to go over 15,000 yards. 9th year. Play fake by Trent Green. Being rushed, down he goes. Brad Culpepper got there, the ball popped loose, and it's recovered by the Redskins.
from Culpepper all day, but now he's showing up, and now's the time. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are in a little trouble here till this play. Culpepper will be number 77, playing on the center. He's in that gap. Oh, they run a little trick that's called a key. That means tackle, loop. And Culpepper runs ring around a Rosie and knocks that ball out of there. Look who's got the ball. Shard has the
Bad
ball.
move by Portanis, trying to get up and run with it. And then James Jenkins recovered the second fumble.
The whistle, I hear a whistle.
Alexander went in motion. No
whistle.
Green looking, throwing. Stephen Alexander dropped it. He was wide open. He turned to run with it. And you can see the reaction of Trent Green.
Wow. I think somebody in the crowd had a whistle. Did you hear it, Sam? Or was it just me? Well, there's a whistle in the crowd. That'll sure ruin a ball game. Good escape here by Trent on the run.
This was going to be a big play.
Oh, wow. That was a chance because Trent Green hasn't been up as good as he usually is. Had a chance to get in good field position. Now 3rd and a mile, Sam.
They've got to get to the Tampa Bay 43-yard line for a first down.
Officials holding everything up here. Oh, it's a whistle in the stands, and the officials. Good play by the officials. Good play by the officials. They heard it also.
Yep.
I heard it, Sam, and I wondered why they didn't quit playing, but they didn't hear it. Luckily, they didn't hear it. I heard it up here.
Third and 22, and we're set to resume action. Brian Mitchell, the lone setback. 3 wide receivers in. Green to Stephen Alexander. Way short of a first down. Derek Brooks made the tackle. And, you know, you talk about Tampa Bay being in trouble. We were concerned. We expressed that concern, but their defense has really come through for them.
And Brad Culpepper on a big loop. He's running a loop. A tackle exchange is the one that changed this series.
Punt number 7 for Matt Turk. Jacquez Green, who had a 25-yard return earlier in the game. Big kick high toward the sideline, out of bounds. Turk's done a good job of angling him to the sideline, but this one is spotted up at the 21-yard line.
Well, Tampa Bay coming in on offense, Sam. For you people sitting at home, they have not completed one pass in the second half. How about that?
Trent Green on the phone to his parents out in St. Louis. They're going to meet up in Dallas next week. The family's going to get together for Christmas in Dallas.
That's nice. What a good story. I like a guy like Trent Green that just kept working. You know, he's been team 3 for years and had to sit out a year and work out at the University of Indiana. Great story on never giving up on yourself.
Rhino backfield with Neal and Allstott in the backfield. Dave Moore, the tight end, shifted to the left side. Here's the play. Handoff to Allstott, got about a yard. Darrell Green on the tackle. A vital game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they win, then Arizona would be eliminated with a loss. The Giants would be eliminated. If Tampa Bay loses, Dallas and Green Bay immediately clinch playoff spots, and Arizona would clinch a spot for the win, and a Giants loss or a tie. Giants play at home against Kansas City. Arizona's playing New Orleans.
So Dallas and Arizona are rooting for the Redskins.
That is correct.
That doesn't happen very often. I want you to write that down.
So the Giants and Green Bay. Dilfer being pressured, going deep for Jacquez Green, incomplete. Good coverage by Darrell Pounds on the play.
Well, what they decided, talking about the Buccaneers, we'll try to throw a long one, so we'll keep people in to protect. Give the quarterback time. Watch the tight ends. They're staying in the block. There's Patrick K pass protection. They only have one receiver out, so they're just trying to go deep, and here's the one-on-one. Fastest guy on the field is 81, Green. Pounds doing a good job there. Wow, look at that. That's nice coverage by Darrell Pounds.
Darrell Pounds getting a chance to play. Chris Dishman, a lot of people feel he has lost a step. He's been beaten in several games. going for Bert Emanuel, but he's out of bounds. That's incomplete.
Wow, that's getting excitement on the. You watch the Redskins bench. They're excited about getting the ball right back, having a chance, only down 6. Here's the full press bump and run. Darrell Green, I don't know why you'd go after Darrell Green. That's not the guy I'd try to throw on. Nice concentration by Bert Emanuel.
Emanuel with a great grab, but he was falling out of bounds. It's incomplete. And we have Bert Emanuel shaken up on the play.
He's on the Redskins side, so they cannot continue to play. If he was injured on his side, they could continue to play. The fact that he's on the enemy sideline, play is not allowed to start, Sam.
See some smiles down there, so I think he's okay. Chris Dishman gives him a pat on the back, and Bert Emanuel heads slowly across the field.
Had a great year, great couple of years in Atlanta. Did a good job. Lots of catches, lots of yardage.
Missed 4 games early this season. Was injured the first game of the season in Minnesota.